Imagine arriving at an airport, handing over your passport, and suddenly being told that your country does not exist. No record of it. No history. Nothing. This is the story of a man who appeared out of nowhere in 1954, carrying a passport from a nation that has never existed on our maps. A man who vanished from a locked, guarded hotel room as if reality itself swallowed him whole. Tonight, we dive deep into the mystery of the Taured Man, the traveler with the passport that shouldn't exist. A story that challenges everything we know about time, space, and the very fabric of our universe. Get ready, because this is one mystery you'll never forget. The mystery of the Taured Man, and the passport that shouldn't exist. In the world of unsolved mysteries, few cases are as baffling, as chilling, or as mind-bending as the story of the Taured Man. A traveler who arrived with a passport from a country that doesn't exist, and then vanished without a trace. This is one of those rare mysteries where every detail feels impossibly wrong, as if reality glitched for a moment, allowing someone, or something, from another world to slip in. Our story begins on a hot summer day in July 1954 inside Tokyo's Haneda airport. It was supposed to be like any other day. Planes landing, passengers disembarking, passports being checked, questions being asked. But when one middle-aged businessman stepped up to the customs officer's desk, he handed over a passport that instantly froze the officer in confusion. The document looked real. The stamps were perfect, detailed, and consistent. But the country printed on the front wasn't Japan, wasn't the US, wasn't France, or any nation anyone had ever heard of. It said, Taured. The customs officer frowned and flipped through the pages. The passport showed decades of travel, trips to Europe, trips to Asia, stamps from places like Germany, Spain, and Japan. Everything looked real, except for the fact that Taured doesn't exist. It never has. Thinking there might be a misunderstanding, the officer asked the man to point out his homeland on a map. The traveler confidently walked over, looked at the map of Europe, and pointed between France and Spain. But instead of saying, Andorra, the man insisted the country was Taured, a nation that, according to him, had existed for over 1,000 years. Confused, the officers thought he was playing a prank, maybe a smuggler, maybe someone using a fake passport. But the man grew frustrated, insisting that Taured was real. He even showed his company's documents, bank statements, and business papers, all perfectly printed, all officially stamped, all naming Taured. He had arrived in Japan on a legitimate business trip, at least according to his paperwork. So officials decided to detain him temporarily in a hotel room inside the airport while they investigated further. 2 guards were placed outside his door to ensure he wouldn't escape. That night, the mystery deepened. When the officials returned the next morning, the man was gone. The room had no balcony. The windows didn't open. The only door had been guarded the entire night. There was simply no way he could have escaped, and yet he had vanished without leaving even a piece of clothing behind. His passport, his documents, his ID, all reportedly disappeared as well. No fingerprints. No sightings. No body. Just an empty room, and a story that continues to haunt investigators, conspiracy theorists, and mystery lovers to this day. But who was the Taured Man? And where did he come from? Some theories claim he was a time traveler, someone from a future timeline where Taured does exist. Others believe he slipped in from a parallel universe, one slightly different from ours, where countries have different borders and histories. In that universe, Taured could very well be a thriving nation nestled between France and Spain. Another theory suggests he was a spy using incredibly advanced forged documents, but if that were true, why create a country no one has heard of? And how did he escape a locked room guarded by airport security? Then there's the possibility that the entire story is a hoax, a rumor born from old newspapers or misreported events. Yet, those who've studied the case for years insist that multiple airport officials originally reported the incident, and that archived documents existed before allegedly disappearing. What makes this story so compelling isn't just the strange passport or the mysterious disappearance. It's the way every detail pulls you deeper into a reality that feels unstable, almost elastic. It challenges the limits of what we believe is possible. Because if the Taured Man truly came from another world, then he might not have been the first, and he might not be the last. What if there are others who slip through the cracks of reality? What if borders aren't just political lines but barriers between worlds? And what if, right now, someone else is walking among us with memories, languages, and identities from a place we can't even imagine? The case of the Taured Man remains unsolved. No answers. No explanations. Only questions that continue to echo through time. Where did he come from? Where did he go? And how many more stories like his have been quietly covered up, dismissed as fiction, or lost to history? In the end, the story of the Taured Man isn't just about a mysterious traveler with a strange passport. It's about the possibility that our universe is far bigger, far stranger, and far more unpredictable than we think. It's a reminder that even in our modern world, with all our science and technology, there are still things we cannot explain. Maybe the Taured Man slipped back into his world. Maybe he never belonged here in the first place. Or maybe, somewhere out there, Taured really does exist, just not in our reality. One thing is certain. The mystery of the Taured Man will continue to haunt the edges of our imagination, and remind us that sometimes, the truth is stranger than any fiction. And there you have it, the chilling mystery of the Taured Man. Decades later, no one knows where he came from, how he disappeared, or whether Taured lies somewhere beyond our reality. But one thing is certain, this story forces us to question what we think we know about the world. Are we truly alone in our universe? Or are there other versions of Earth, other timelines, brushing up against ours? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unexplained, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more mind-bending mysteries. Your support helps us uncover more stories the world can't explain. Until next time, stay curious. Stay alert. And remember, some mysteries are never meant to be solved.